The regulatory commissions, according to our speakers on the podium or in the audience, would always feel that they have not done full justice for the purpose for which they were created. As being an ex-regulator myself, I fully admit that we were not able to fully justify for the purpose they were created. Why? Fundamentally, as I told you, it is an alternate government body. It is a regulatory body. Even before it came, separate boards used to govern the power sector, not the government by itself. So then when the 2003 Act was introduced in the form of reforms, many of the states were not aware of the powers that were given to the Regulatory Commission. Then gradually, they all accepted. They found that the powers were not sufficient for the government. There were a lot of issues have cropped in. I'm broadly telling why we were not able to do it. Then, where the commissions were little independent, they found then we need to bring people our own choice so that he will hear, because they can't amend the act. The state government has no powers. Gradually, they got diluted. In some cases, they were subverted. So, the whole process of regulatory effectiveness is lost because of this particular problem. Now, in all the institutions, wherever, whether in India or anywhere, it is a person that counts. Person whom you select, it is a person whom. Unfortunately, that was not done. Then, second issue is, sometimes single man will perform better, and that is known well in the country. When we have three persons, many a time it happens that three persons will pull in three different directions, coming from different diverse backgrounds, some from state government, some service, some from technical person from the same service, where his boss, MD of any DISCOM, he works with, let us say, director or chief engineer level, then he becomes member, then it is difficult for the MD to call him sir. See, there are a lot of issues. I'm only telling you dynamic things, how things are. Then as a result of which, the regulatory commissions could not be able to function independently, for which, not that they were not aware, they were not. So, thing is, I fully agree, the nature of selection, irrespective of the services, the type of person selected, and the coordination. These are the three reasons that were responsible for the government to rethink that something should be done. But what is being done is not an answer through the amendments. They are not strengthening the regulatory commissions appropriate way. On the other hand, they have taken a lot of powers. State governments now will definitely not like that their powers have been taken away. Central government only is the one now which is going to control and operate the regulatory bodies. That's what it looks like, what I read. That's what the concern of some of them. So the state governments will find it difficult to fully support this because their powers are taken away. Now they are very conscious after 10, 12 years of how the regulatory commissions have functioned. In some places, regulatory commission and governments were fighting with each other with their powers. So they don't want. So this is the problem that still we have concerned. Now coming to the contents. Since the reforms that were started in 2003, electricity, it is the best regulatory act in this country, independent act, not even telecom, not even other acts. So now that is being taken away through this particular part. So the first thing is generation separated, distribution companies separated. At that time itself, there was a thinking, it should have been done. This content and carry which you are talking should have been done separate. Even now, it is not too late. Now through the process, everybody, every one of us should emphasize that it should be done. Yes, there are some problems in implementation that can be taken care. And SLDC and also should be separately made a company. That's what we have even requested, returned to the state government in Andhra Pradesh. So all this should be independent bodies. Then coordinating and functioning definitely should not be very difficult. We can be able to achieve the success. The purpose, as I would like to tell, is, I told in the morning, but I re-explain. Everybody wants power. Government is not able to supply, that means through discounts. There are some people who are willing to pay higher tariff. Agriculture is not, is free for everybody in agriculture. Then there are many who are not getting power in the daytime. You get only midnight. There used to be a number of fellows who are crying on this. They want to pay for power. You are not giving power. No. You eat what I supply. You can't go to some other hotel and eat. I only serve this thing, you have to only eat. If you don't have power, you don't have power. So he has no option. So we have to have somebody, whatever may be, 1 megawatt level or even small level, there is a fellow who is willing to pay, he has to. You should be provided. That's why this is a must that we should be able to encourage, you should come. Some other issues can be taken later. Then, coming to the other issue, lot of procedural issues we are forgetting in the regulatory commissions. It takes hell of time to determine some issues. Of course, some limitation has come now. We have decided some issues of 14 years back issues. The one fundamental problem of protracted litigation, especially in power sector, among all the sector is one. You dispute. Suppose the distribution company pays willing to pay tariff of only 3 rupees to the developer. He says 4 rupees or something. It goes on, goes on. I'm giving an example to clearly understand. After 10 years, you will decide. Then the liability, that means the total amount to be paid by this discounts, thinking that is the final thing, well, let us say 50 crores. Where will 50 crores go? That entire 50 crores will be added into this year, and the concurrent fellow will pay. That means what is happening is, somebody consumes power in the past, somebody else will pay additional cost in the present. This is to avoid. This is one of the reasons why lot of this kind of regulatory assets also are being created. Now coming to regulatory asset, I want to tell one thing. See, regulatory asset is not an asset, it's an expense, whatever it is. It is an accumulated expense sometimes. In the state governments also, we have also the same phenomenon, but we don't call it regulatory asset. Some people have created, but we refuse to do that. See, in the government, in the case of state governments, it's the government which has to absorb all the losses, because all the discoms are owned by them. In the case of private companies, who will do? So if it doesn't do that, tomorrow you will not be able to get the past expenditure to be amortized in future. That's the reason why in Delhi they have done it. The same thing has to be doing. So one of the reasons is, this is the reason. So past expenditure now goes up, now concurrently you want to reach. So unless you bridge the gap, it's not possible. So you need a stringent time limits to decide these issues. And saying no is a very good thing in the government. Many discoms, at least Andhra Pradesh, have seen number of issues faced because of the negative reactions the discoms had against the generators. We had, I don't want to go into, we have one fuel surcharge, where the government is not burdened with an agriculture consumption charges. It went on. Finally, we removed. Now, as a result which, past consumption charges were paid by current consumers. There are many people who cried on this. Rental, I have given on rent, the fellow ran away, but that additional expenditure now has come. So anyhow, after I became little 4 months chairman, we removed it. What I am telling is, so these are the very important problems we have to do. Procedural is very, very important in this thing, and it is not addressed. I would like to request, if necessary, I can give on some note on procedural matter where the justice can be speeded up. 1 minute, I will finish it. Then coming to these penalties, though number of defaults are there by discoms, we are not leaving penalties, we are little kind on. Whereas they are never kind on those developers who err for small reasons or on consumers who err for it. This is another gap that has happened. On one side they are very aggressive, negative. On the other side, the regulatory commission is very, very adjustable, positive. So this could not be able to go. So there is the kind of, so then what, that means you are giving indirectly supremacy to them, whether they work or not, do right or not. So this has to go. Finally, one more thing. See, you all know, except this private discoms, this is a corporate body. I think in Andhra and every state they get corporate salaries. All of them get very. And in Andhra, you go to a small place, it is the electricity employee who get the highest salary, not even revenue, not even police. That's first part. Second part, they have all the governmental powers. Nobody thinks electricity department is independent. It is all government department. They have power of everything. I don't want to say one when I said everything. So that's the kind of thing. Both these things combined has also damaged the functioning of this. So, it's time for us to have at least 2 service providers in each for each consumer in every farm. So now that wires cannot be done at this, they can always collect charges for it. It's like airports authority. Have you not done it? You have done it. Everywhere you have done it. It's not very difficult. So ultimately, consumer has to get it for pay a little more. Now, you ask for some people generator 15, 20 rupees. They said they don't mind paying 10 rupees to you. So this is story. This is all what I would like to tell. Please.
FSI charge to be cancelled within the financial year. No? Fuel surcharge.
Now I will answer you separately. But let them. Others are
We
not
have a
knowing it.
10-minute question session at the end, but let's thank Mr. Reddy for his excellent presentation and for keeping to the time.